Okay guys, since yesterday's video, Ethereum has done something really quite weird. We weren't necessarily expecting it to happen because of what was going on yesterday. We saw these pushes towards the upside happening with Ethereum here, but then, as you can see, bounced back down and created this lower low. So ultimately what we're seeing happening with Ethereum means I don't think we are quite at the bottom yet. We've been rejected. We are probably more than likely going to end up down in this zone for the Ethereum price, but that's not necessarily anything to worry about, because if we're zooming out further, then what we realistically will be looking to do, and I talked about this on a video just the other day, was we would be looking to confirm this pattern here, which as you can see would have a top around this area. And I wouldn't be surprised that if by about the next couple of days, 29th of July, etc., we are kind of coming down into this zone, finding support from this line as well as this horizontal band through here, and then I'm going to see a potential break push for Ethereum. It's pretty good, guys. It's not actually that alarming, because right now we have seen quite a heavy push towards the upside for Ethereum, Bitcoin and everything else, which is obviously something that tends to mean we are due to have a bit of a cool off. You can't aggressively push a market as hard as it's been going without having some sort of a retest, some sort of a cool off. Zooming in more closely, you can see something here in terms of accumulation zones. As I mentioned in the past, guys, when we have a push towards the upside, not everyone can fill the orders. Not the big institutions need to fill a lot of orders at certain levels. You can see that this was an order filling level before they pushed higher, and now they're going to come back to revisit our order filling area here, which would then look really nice for another setup and another push up towards these levels. I did mention yesterday that if we are unable to break beyond these levels and see consistent push, then we are likely to see another probable downside move. But ultimately, I think every time we're having a little bit of consolidation, things are looking a little bit better and a little bit stronger, because we're consolidating higher and higher, putting in higher lows, higher highs. Right now, the DXY, or the dollar index, is also looking quite interesting indeed. Particularly trading Forex today, guys. I've noticed the pairs like GBP, USD. GBP's been absolutely flying against the US dollar. We've seen the US dollar having a pretty terrible day, and that is because the US dollar is actually starting to show signs of weakness, which it hasn't been doing for months, and that's why Bitcoin, etc., has been suffering against the US dollar. You can see, guys, on this chart, the US dollar looking weak, right? We've had a fake out towards the upside from this rising wedge, and then we've now been pushing down towards the downside. I think if we're losing support here, the US dollar is going to take a nice chunky push towards the downside, bearing in mind that Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything is against the US dollar. So when they're doing well, that's when things are looking pretty good for a push in the crypto markets. Now, just before I jump over and show you the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which is looking really amazing right now, I want to show you Swissborg. And the reason I want to show you Swissborg is if you're holding Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., you must be earning an annual percentage yield on it. You must be making interest, because it's a no-brainer. You can go over to the Swissborg app. You can earn up to like 8 or 9% on various different cryptos. It's regulated not only in Switzerland, but also Estonia and France and other countries. Really easy to use, some of the lowest fees out there. Absolute no-brainer, guys. Go and check it out in the link down below in the description. Get a bonus if you sign up today, and everything else won't cost you anything. So jumping back, looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin price, we can see that we were rejected at this level, which is indicative of the fact that Ethereum was going to take a drop earlier on today, and you can see that we are forming somewhat of a rising wedge. Wouldn't surprise me if we did break down a little bit further, which is in line with what we just talked about on the Ethereum price, dragging Ethereum down to around the $1,300 level before we're likely to see any further bounces coming from Ethereum. Bitcoin was falling in some sort of a falling wedge here and actually broke towards the downside of this, which is quite unusual for that to happen, but again, is going to enter into a zone. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Bitcoin coming down towards these levels here, around 19,500, perhaps down to around 18,500. Guys, the reason I'm telling you it could be around these levels, because people are telling you specific lines in the sand of where it's going to come to. It doesn't work like that. Crypto obviously moves, and it doesn't come to exact pinpoint to the dollar. Maybe now and then it does, and that people are just getting lucky, but realistically, guys, it's going to come into zones. You can see here we had various lows. This is pretty much the same low, but the difference being $17,600 here, $18,700, and then this one like $18,960. You can see that this is pretty much the same zone. It's not exact, But if we did come down to this level, it wouldn't necessarily be a particular shock to the system. As long as we're maintaining ourselves above this upper level, crypto is still looking bullish. We're still going to be looking to put in somewhat of a higher low, which is obviously great to see. Something that is very exciting for crypto. It gives you another opportunity to buy in at lower levels that you might not have had just a few weeks ago. As I mentioned in the past, guys, when we have these big breakouts, there's always another opportunity to jump on that train. The train is always going to come back to the station. You just have to wait patiently for it to do it. Guys, if you enjoyed that quick Ethereum update today, then make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the things happening in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and other cryptos. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.